All right. Trying to adjust this here. Hey, can you hear me good? What's going on? All right. Yeah, so it's been a while. Hello. Sorry, I'm reading comments over here. The comments are coming up on my screen. I don't know why. That could be distracting. But hello. So we're gonna do on all signs, their feelings towards you. For some of you, it may be someone you know, someone you don't know. We're gonna pull what we get. Someone you don't know. All right. So yeah, it's been a while, so bear with me. I usually do the pre-recorded, but I love doing lives. I used to do them a lot, but I got a little out of it. I have a hard time not reading the comments, but now YouTube really loves me, so they're putting the comments right up on my screen here. So now I definitely got to read them. So that's awesome. Well, thanks, Raven. Appreciate you. I appreciate your support. Thank you very much. So yeah, happy Friday. So yeah, I'm gonna do it from Aries to Pisces, just because that's the order. Not playing favorites. But anyway, it's been a while. I was a little bit nervous coming on because it's been such a long time since I did a live, but I do love doing them. All right, so let's just pull the Band-Aid and let's just get into it. So we're going to start with Aries. And like I said, we're going to work our way to Pisces. Well, thank you, Victoria. I appreciate you. All right. Universe, what do we have for Aries? What do we have for Aries person's feelings for them? What do we have for Aries? All right, Aries. So the first thing, Aries, is we're starting off. I feel like this is someone that you know, and I feel like this person is someone that, you know, I feel like you have this closeness to this person, and it's, I mean, I feel like it's someone that you, I mean, I feel like it's someone that you already communicate with. This is someone that I feel like you already have a connection with, but I feel like it's more of a friendship. Now, for some of you, this may be someone that you work with. We have the Three of Pentacles. So I feel like there's definitely close proximity with this person. But with this person, I feel like there's something that they're not telling you. And I feel like it's a big, you know, it's a big secret they're holding back here. I feel like this person has been fantasizing about more than just being your friend. You know, and I feel like it is something that, I mean, it's something that I feel like it's good and bad with them. You know, so I feel like they do struggle with it. We have the nine of swords. So I feel like they think about this a lot. You know, I feel like this person wants more from you. They just don't know how that's going to go. You know, with the Five of Cups, I feel like they're looking at the negatives or the positives. I feel like this person, they want to tell you, but they don't want to ruin what you already have. So I feel like they've been a bit standoffish when it comes to actually making the move. I mean, I feel like, I mean, you make them happy. You know, they're happy being with you, like in any capacity they can get you in. So it's almost like they don't want to ruin that. You know, what you have is good. So let's not ruin it type energy. Like, but then again, there's that other part of them that they want to see how deep this rabbit hole can go. You know, they want to see how far this can go because they feel a deep connection with you. And it's deeper than just a friendship. I mean, we have the Chariot, so I feel like this energy of wanting to move forward, but not wanting to screw it up either. Like I said, you have something. That's one of the things when you're crossing over that friendship to relationship line. It you can't go back. You know, you can, I guess, theoretically, but it's very hard. It's very hard to admit your feelings for someone and then just go back to the friend zone. You know, like I said, with this person, I don't feel like I said, they're holding it back, but I don't feel like they can hold it back much longer. Now, for some of you, I don't really feel like you even know that this person feels this way, because we do have the Two of Swords. So not seeing what's right in front of you. You know, maybe this person is very good at hiding their feelings, but I don't feel like they're going to be able to hide it much longer, because I do see this person finally making you an offer. Just ripping the Band-Aid, like I said in the beginning. You know, taking that plunge. Yeah, it's very awkward sometimes when you're friends with someone and you catch feelings for them and then you want to cross that line. And it's almost like a all or nothing type situation. Because like I said, you can go back to just being friends, but it is difficult then because you both know how the other person feels. But like I said, I do feel like this person is going to make you an offer. So I do feel like they're finally crossing that line and telling you how they feel. You know, and like I said, you may be surprised who it is, because I feel like for some of you, you may not realize how deep this goes. That's what I have for Aries. We got Taurus coming up next. It doesn't sound like me. Yeah, we got Rose being my moderator. That's a change. I usually do it for her. All right, so Taurus. Taurus, what do we got for Taurus? Where's Taurus' person's feelings for them? Go one more card for Taurus. All right, Taurus. So the first thing I see, Taurus, is I feel like this is someone that I almost get a sense that you felt this person coming. You know, and it's almost like you've been waiting for them. So this may be someone that is already in your thoughts, or at least I feel like the idea of the person was already there. Because the Three of Wands, it's all about that, like that ship coming in, what you've been waiting for, you know, that real partner. And I feel like with this person, I mean, they've been manifesting a connection of their own. You know, we have the Magician. So I feel like this person, they've been waiting for you as long. It's almost like you were heading toward each other. I don't feel like you know this person. I do feel like this is a completely new energy, and I feel like with this person, this is someone. We have the Nine of Pentacles, so I feel like this is someone that, you know, they've kind of done things on their own. They're kind of a lone wolf energy, not really looking to settle. And I mean that in the way that not looking to settle for someone just to be with someone. You know, and that's what I mean with the Magician. I feel like this person's been manifesting, you know, a connection. You know, and I feel like meeting between the two of you, I feel like this is something that is going to bring a lot of big changes. You know, I feel like with this person, I see them bringing a lot of happiness in as well. I mean, we have the Sun card. So I feel like this person they've been kind of saving it all up for the right person. And I feel like this connection is coming very quickly. I mean, we have the Wheel of Fortune, so I see good things coming. I mean, we have the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Sun. I mean, I feel like you're about to meet this person, and I feel like it's kind of like it's gonna feel like a long-awaited. You know, when you have someone that you've been waiting for, and you finally get to see them. You know, it kind of brings it all together. That's the type of energy I feel here. I feel like with this, there's a lot of potential right off the beginning. You know, and I don't feel like this person's going to leave you much room for guessing. You know, when they come in, I feel like this person is going to be very, very to the point. Like not trying to bullshit you, not trying to, you know, that type of energy. And it's a very nurturing energy as well. Like this person is ready for a real relationship, and they're ready to put in the work. You know, they're here for a long haul. And I feel like when you meet this person, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, trust your intuition, because I feel like I said, I feel like you already know and already have this feeling that this person is coming in. But with this person, like I said, they're looking for something real. I don't see this person as someone that gives their time to something unless they're in it. You know, they're in it to win it type energy. But like I said, I see a lot of happiness between you and this person. And like I said, they're not coming in looking for you to take care of them. They can take care of themselves. You know, they're looking in, you know, they're looking for something real, something they can, you know, build upon. You know, something they can give to. So, I mean, this is like a real partner looking for something real. This is not someone that's just looking for a good time, but not a long time type energy. And like I said, I see a lot of potential here, and I see a lot of big changes coming. It's almost like finding that partner you've been waiting for. You know, a lot of times we're waiting for someone to come in and just be on the same page instead of having to deal with all these people that we have to get on our page. But like I said, I mean, I feel like their feelings for this person, it's like they knew you. And that's the type of energy I get. It's like very familiar. It's a very familiar energy. And like I said, they've been looking for you as long as you've been looking for them. And it's almost like that's the feeling I'm getting, is like that reunion when you're waiting, someone you haven't seen in a long time and it's coming, you hear that they're coming to visit or whatever. It's that energy of when you finally get to see them. I always love, like when you look at if you ever go to the airport and you see that, from that movie Love Actually, it's like the same thing for me, as I love that. I love the interaction between people when you haven't seen someone in a while and you get so much joy, and there's so much love going on at the airport. Sometimes I have the most random things coming up my brain. Anyway, we're going to go on to Gemini. Universe. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you. Universe, what do we have for Gemini? How does their person feel about them? What is Gemini's person's feelings toward them? Geminis. Ooh. So the first thing, Geminis, I feel like this is someone, first and foremost, we got the Six of Cups, so I feel like this is someone you're already going to know. And I feel like with this person, there's a lot of hot and cold energy with this person. We have the Five of Pentacles, that Taurus energy. I feel like this person is very in and out, and let's say that in the nicest way possible, right? Like, I feel like they're hot and cold, and I feel like it is someone you have a history with. Now, I feel like they've been definitely more cold than hot. You might not even, for some of you, you might not have even seen this person for a while, because I feel like there is some feelings kind of unresolved here with this person. I feel like this person just, they were too in and out. And I feel like this person, they're thinking back on that now. Like, they see the mistake they made. We got that Nine of Swords, that late nights, they're thinking about you. I feel like they broke their own heart. I feel like they had something great in it, and this person, they couldn't finalize the deal. They couldn't give you what you wanted. They could give you what you wanted. They didn't give you what you wanted. They knew they could do it. I mean, you have this, I feel like this person is, what I'm seeing is this person, I feel like they want another shot, and I feel like they made a lot of big changes. You know what I mean? I feel like this person has grown up. I don't feel like they were emotionally ready for a real relationship. I feel like they were playing a lot of games, a lot of in and out, not really, kind of giving you a lot of mixed signals. And that's the thing. Sometimes we, that figure around and find out energy. But what I see is this person's been thinking about you a lot. They've been in their head a lot thinking about you. And, I feel like they do want to, come back. I mean, they want to make another go of this, because, like, it's not just the physical, though. They're missing all aspects of you. Because, I mean, like I said, I feel like they've grown up a lot. We have the King of Cups, so I feel like emotionally they're a lot more stable, and they're looking for something real now. You know, they weren't looking for that before, or they didn't. Sometimes we get what we want when we're not ready for it. And that's the energy I feel like with this person. That they had what they wanted, you know, but they weren't ready. I don't feel like, you know, no offense to Crosswatcher, I just don't feel like they were emotionally ready. But now they're ready. We have the Chariot. I mean, that Cancer energy, they're ready to move forward. You know, like I said, I mean, I feel like there was so much that you had going on with the two of you, but they screwed around. And all the things that they felt like, that's the message I'm getting, is like the things that they didn't think they liked about you is the things they missed the most about you. You know, I feel like you challenged them. You know, I feel like you had this cerebral connection that they weren't mature enough to understand, but they understand it now. You know, I don't know how many times I've seen this as people having something exactly what they wanted, and they just didn't realize they weren't ready to hear it yet. You know, you get what you want. Sometimes what you want is you're not looking in the right place. Like I said, I feel like some of the issues that you had and the things that maybe they didn't like to be challenged by you, and that's what they're missing. You know, it's funny how we change. You know, like I said, with the death card, that Scorpio energy, there's big changes in this person. They made a lot of big changes. And one of the changes that I see is, I mean, I feel like they're finally mature enough to understand what kind of connection you really had. You know, they're finally understanding what they had in front of them. But yeah, like I said, I do feel like they're definitely looking for a second chance or a new beginning with you. Kins, I appreciate that. Thank you. It makes my day. I mean, I like, you know, I like doing them. And like I said, like Rose just said, I'm gonna be doing bigger, longer ones. It's been such a long time. I'm just kind of breaking the ice right now. So they are kind of just quick reads, but we are gonna get into longer, more dragged out ones where you are gonna have to listen to me talk more. But yeah, I'm just trying to get to the point. It's kind of a quickie, you know. But yeah, I'm definitely working my way up. I'm gonna try to do one at least twice a month, maybe more if I get more comfortable with it. But anyway, let's just take it slow. Let's be friends first. Anyway, we're gonna go to Cancer now. So, Cancer's up. I do love all the love you guys are giving me right now. I appreciate it. So Cancer. Universe, what do we have for Cancer? What is Cancer's person's feelings toward them? All right, Cancer. So I feel like, first of all, I feel like there's a little bit of issue with you and your person. I mean, we have the Tower card, but I don't feel, you know, I feel like there's some chaotic energy with you and your person. But now here's a big but. I feel like that's about to shift. I mean, again, we have some more death cards, some, a huge transformation in this connection. I feel like this person was kind of dragging their feet. I do feel like this is someone you have a connection with already, and I feel like they were dragging their feet. I feel like it might have been pissing you off, and it caused some drama. But out of that drama came some good, some good news, because I feel like this person is finally smartening up. I feel like this person is finally catching on. They're picking up what you're laying down, Cancer. I see this person stepping up in a big way. We have the Six of Pentacles and we have the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like person giving to you more, nurturing this connection a little bit better. I don't feel like they were doing a good job, but I feel like, sometimes when people aren't getting it right, you gotta let them know. And I feel like you let them know. I feel like it caused a little bit of clash back, but I feel like this person's finally getting on the same page. I do see this person nurturing this connection, because I feel like at the end of the day, this person, they're drawn to you. I mean, they love you. We got that Empress, that Libra, and we got that Aquarius energy with the Star card. I feel like this person, they learned their lesson. I do feel like they are going to try a lot harder and be better for you. Like I said, I feel like that little bit of drama that we had to deal with, it's going to pay out in dividends moving forward. I mean, I feel like you have a great connection with this person. I just feel like sometimes people drag their feet. And I feel like that's what this person got. They got a little complacent, dragging their ass a little bit. But I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, this person is drawn to you, and it's, I mean, I feel like this is about to take a big step, bigger than you actually thought. Like I said, I do feel like this is about to get a little more serious than you expected. I feel like that little bit of drama that we had, I feel like it ends up giving you a lot more than you expected it giving you. Not only is this person showing up, starting to put more work in and actually, appreciate you more, but I feel like this person is going to make you an offer. And not only just, I feel like a big offer. We have the Knight of Cups and we have the Hierophant. So I feel like, this person is really stepping up, really showing their commitment to you. So I feel like they are going to make a commitment to you. Like, for some of you, this may be just moving in together. But for others, this may even be a marriage proposal, because I mean, the Hierophant is that, it's all about that union. So maybe the kick in the ass this person needed. Like I said, sometimes we get complacent. I don't know what to say we, because I don't know why I always say we. Like I'm putting myself in the read. All right. I gotta get a drink. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right. Went to go get a drink and it was sitting right next to me. What am I losing? All right. Yeah, this is. I know a lot of people have debates on what this is. It's two ravens. I'm pretty sure it's Odin's ravens. Hugin and Munin. I'm not very good at that. Yeah. Yeah, I quit smoking for a bit, but it was hard. I quit for 2 months. But it's just I couldn't find my like even doing readings, I couldn't get into it. So I'm gonna smoke and I hope everybody doesn't hate me. Because I already was hard enough on myself. But I found it was really hard to concentrate. Yeah, I was doing so good and then I noticed like when I was the hardest part is when I go to do a reading, I'm out in the shed, I turn it into an office, so I get to smoke out here and then I think about it. The hardest part about smoking isn't the quitting, it's the routine, you know? You get into a routine. You know, you get up in the morning, you have that cigarette with your coffee, or after you eat, you go have a cigarette. Yeah, everybody light them if you got them. Yeah, smoking was not. I always keep thinking about quitting, but then it's just like the worst part about it is I go to the gym and I eat healthy and so I quit smoking to emphasize that. And what happened is I find myself wanting to eat all the time. Like I was putting on weight while I was going to the gym and eating healthy because I was, without cigarettes and you try to find something else to do. So then you're snacking all the time and yeah, car thing, especially long trip. Um, I tried gum. I tried everything. I tried mints. I even bought those little Chupa Chupa suckers. They were really good, but they didn't do it for me. But I don't drink, and I actually don't really smoke weed that much anymore. I think I smoked maybe once or twice in the last month. I used to smoke all the time, so I don't do drugs, and I don't really do drugs. Well, I don't do. I don't know why I say drugs. I don't do drugs, but weed once in a while. Um, Smoke a joint here and there, but yeah, and I don't drink, so it's my only vice. I don't gamble. Cinnamon kills nicotine cravings. Really? I was using the patch, and that really worked really well. It's just whether or not you put the patch on. And I kind of hey Maria, I kind of blame the the patch company. I'm gonna throw blame where I can. I blame them a little bit because I bought a pack of patches and they didn't work. Like nothing. And even Rose tried it and I don't know if they were effective or what, but it is still at the end of the day my fault because I could have went and got more. But I was like, you know what? This is a sign. Yeah, the patch. I go to the gym and they'd fall off. Yeah, weed's legal here. Yeah, it's nice to it's nice. It's been legal for a few years now, and I think it's a good thing. I mean, the funny thing is, it's I used to drink until I turned 19, which is the legal drinking age here, and then that's when I quit drinking. I used to smoke a lot of weed until it became legal, and that's when I kind of slowed down. I guess I'm just a rebel, you know? And if it's not illegal, I don't want to do it. I don't know. That's just my thought. Well, I'm from Prince Edward Island, but I live in New Brunswick. Toronto. I've been there a few times. Too big for me, but I'm a small town person. I live in a small town. I always 14 years ago, Harvest. Nice. Good for you. It's an accomplishment. My brother quit like 8 years ago. I'm surprised because my brother was like 2 packs a day. Anyway, let's get back on track because I feel like I could just sit here and talk all day. I could. Yeah, East Coast. I like the East Coast. Me and Rose, we lived all over the country. We lived in Alberta for a while, for a few years. That's where we actually met. She's from Nova Scotia, and I always laugh because I dated a girl before Rose, and she was from Nova Scotia, and then I dated Rose. So the only two girls I dated when I was in Alberta were from the East Coast. But anyway. All right, so where are we at now? Leo. I like Leos. I'm a Leo rising, so. Universe, what do we have for Leos? What is Leo's person's feelings for them? All right, Leos. Let's see what we got here. All right, Leos. So the first thing is there is some new energy coming toward you, Leo. I mean, I feel like this person is going to be pretty easy to spot, but I feel like trust your intuition anyway. I feel like this person is going to be fighting to get your attention. You know, I feel like this person is the type of energy where it's like they want you to notice them. You know, and they're trying to get your attention. They're showing off a bit, maybe. You know, just, hey, look at me kind of energy. But it's solely for you. They want you to notice them. You know, and with this person, I feel like with this person, it's they're not gonna, you know, the first thing we kind of notice is they're not quite like anyone you ever met before. I feel like this person's a little bit different. You know, I feel like there's definitely a different energy with this person. Like very easygoing, you know, 9 of Wands in reverse. And I feel like very affectionate. You know, I mean, we have the Queen of Cups, not afraid to be affectionate. You know what I mean? I feel like this person the way you're going to be able to really spot this person and know this person from other people, like I said, other than trusting your intuition, is just the way they respond to you. It's the way they are around you. You know, being very, no, I don't want to say touchy-feely, but trying to be close to you. You know, I see this person trying to make an effort to be close to you. You know, fighting for your attention. You know, always kind of coming up with a reason to communicate with you. So I feel like a lot of communication coming from this person. Let's be clear. What I'm seeing with this person, the reason why they're doing all these things is because I feel like this person felt like they won something when they met you. You know, it's a very winning energy. Like this person is on a roll and they're going to keep going with it. Like they met you and they like what they see. You know, and there is that, like I said, fighting for your attention and the fact that like this person is going out of their way and making sure you're looking. And, you know, there may be a little bit of showing off, like I said, but it's out of a good place. I want to make that clear. I feel like it's out of a good place. They want you to notice them. They want you to see them like they're seeing you. I mean, this person, we have the Empress, that Libra energy. This person is drawn to you. They saw you and they saw something special. And they're pursuing it. You know, not in the normal way, but like I said, I do feel like they're a little bit different than what you're used to, but that's a great thing. I mean, this person is thinking about you and only you. And like I said, I mean, they're aligning themselves with you. You know, we have the Page of Pentacles. You know, I feel like they're getting on your page. You know, and I see a lot of happiness. I love this Sun card. When I do reads, I always love seeing it because it's like this woman is out here in her house coat. I always say that. I'm going to say it again, though, because she's out in her house coat. No shoes, no socks, nothing. Just runs outside, banging on the drum. She don't care. She's happy. Banging on her gong. Like I said, this person, I mean, they're seizing the day. They're going after what they want. You know, and this is not... I mean, this person has intention here. This is not just someone that is just trying to get your goodies. I mean, they have intentions. I mean, we have new love here. You know, this person is looking for love. And they see you and they feel a connection to you. So they're just going to act upon it. You know, like I said, I don't feel like... I don't feel any malicious intent here. Like I said, I do feel like they're trying to get your attention. But trust me when I say this, you have all their attention. And that's going to become more and more clear as we move forward with this. Like I said, I mean, this person is falling for you. And in the beginning, there is a little bit of attention seeking. They want your attention because you have their attention. So it's almost like they're trying to get it back. They're trying to get some kind of answer. You know, are we on the same page here? But I don't feel like any malicious intent here. I feel like this person is authentic. I feel like they're a little different, but I feel like that's a good thing. Oh, but that's what I have for you, Leo. Like I said, we're just doing quickies here. I am going to get into some longer reads. Just getting comfortable with it. Hey, Wendy. I'm missing out on these super chats. I'm sorry. We're going to go back. I appreciate you, Wendy. Thank you. I missed somebody else's. Ooh, Handsome Wolfie. Thanks for the Leo rating. Appreciate you. I appreciate you watching. You know, without you guys, I'd just be sitting here talking to myself. Classic movies. Thank you. I appreciate that. You guys are so good to me. Spoiling me. I'm going to be on lives all the time now. I'm going to try a different deck. I feel like maybe I'm overusing this deck. Classic movies. I like classic movies. I'm a movie buff. What are we going to use? The Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. I can't use any decks that have any kind of nudity on them because apparently YouTube shuts me down. I don't get it because it's like artwork nudity. It's not like nudity, but like some of my favorite decks have some pretty racy. Yeah, I said classic movies. I gotcha. Some of them have some apparently exposing too much, but it's art, you know. It's not like. But anyway. But Edgar Allan Poe, I love it. So we're gonna do it. Where are we at now? Virgo. Universe, what do we have for Virgo? How does Virgo's person feel about them? Maybe it doesn't like me. How does Virgo's person feel about them? There we go. All right, Virgo. All right, Virgo. So I feel like there's someone that I feel like you're already, I mean, I get the sense that you're already dealing with this person. We have the Six of Cups, so I feel like this may be someone you already know, someone you may already be in a relationship. For others, it may be someone kind of heading that way, but I definitely feel like you already know this person. Now, one thing with this person is I do get the sense that, what do we got here? I do get the sense that this person, it feels like they're hiding something from you. You know, with the Seven of Swords, I feel like they're keeping something from you. And not only keeping it from you, being very defensive about it. I feel like this person, there's something they're not telling you. But I mean, we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, so I feel like this person may be feeling a little bit of, maybe financially feeling strapped or having some kind of financial downfall, or, you know, maybe lost their job. You know, I just feel like there's something going on with this person that they don't feel stable right now, and it's almost like they don't want to tell you. They're keeping it from you. Because I feel like, I feel like this person, I don't know why I'm laughing about this. I mean, I feel like this person is, they're keeping something from you, and I feel like you know they're keeping something from you, but I don't feel like you realize this is what it is. I mean, they're not treating this quite like a partnership, so this could be a new relationship, because I feel like it's still in that new stage, you know, where we don't exactly tell everybody everything. But with this person, I feel like they do. I mean, they want to move forward with you. I mean, they're happy with you. They want more from this. But I feel like it's almost like they feel like if they tell you that they may lose you, or you may not be as interested. Because like I said, I feel like they're feeling in a very weak place. Like they feel like they don't have their shit together like they thought they did. And it's a bad look. They feel like they look bad. So they're keeping it from you. You know, we have the Eight of Swords, that self-imposed prison. I feel like they're keeping it to themselves. But again, I don't feel, I mean, this person wants to move forward. We have the Chariot. They want to move forward in a big way, Virgo. I mean, they see this as they want to make a real commitment to you. But it's almost like this is this energy that's going on. Now, it may not even be a financial downfall. Maybe just not getting the job offer they wanted, or not getting the raise they wanted, or, maybe for some of you, it might even be someone that maybe played their financial standing a little bit higher than it really is. Maybe they try to impress you by, being the owner of the company, but yet they're just the bottom level person or something. I don't know. But that's, like I said, for some of you, it may be not getting the job that they wanted, or I just feel like they're very insecure about that and they just don't know exactly how to tell you. But like I said, I mean, they want to move forward with you. They want a future with you. I mean, they want to make you an offer. But like I said, that's the thing too. Sometimes when we're in a relationship, and it's just casual, and I don't mean casual like casual sex. I just mean casual as in like, we go on dates, we hang out, we don't really live together yet, or we haven't talked about that yet. That early stage of relationship. Sometimes we get in that stage, and then once it starts to get serious, then we start thinking about, okay, like I said, for example, saying that maybe you're better off financially than you really are. Well, now if you get together and we make a commitment, they're going to figure that out. Like the secrets are going to come out. Like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm not really the manager. I'm just kind of like, a new hire or something along those lines. I just feel like, and they're making a big deal of it. They're making a big deal of this as well, so it's not making it any better on you. But like I said, they see you as someone they want to move forward with. They see you as someone that, they want to have a future with, but now they're in this situation where they feel like, do I tell them? Can I tell them? I mean, if you're going to ask me, the answer is yes. You tell them. Transparency is everything. But like I said, the secrets I keep, I don't feel like it's anything. For some people, it may look at it differently than me. I feel like this is the better of the secrets. I usually do 9 cards, sometimes 12, just depending. I don't have a set. I know a lot of people, do their own thing, but I don't usually do like it's whatever I feel like. If I'm pulling cards and I feel like I'm not getting a whole story, I'll pull a couple more. Victoria, thank you. Appreciate you. But yeah. So that's what I got for Virgo. Now we're on to Libra. You know what? I'm gonna use this little mini deck. I'm so disappointed on the size of this deck. I'm sorry it came out that way. But yeah, I love this deck. I absolutely love it. Love the colors. Love the depictions. It's just small, but I'm gonna use it anyway. I'm still working on a deck. I'm kind of OCD when it comes to that kind of stuff. I don't want to put out something that I'm not 100% on board with. If that makes sense. And there's so much to think about. Anyway, we are going to do Libra. I am going to do Libra. I don't know why I said we, but I'm going to use the Pink Gothic Tarot. Universe, What do we have for Libra? What do we have for Libra? What is Libra's person's feelings toward them? All right, Libra. So, first thing is, Libra, is I feel like your person is kind of some late night, some anxiety with this person with the Nine of Swords. I feel like there's some drama either happening or had happened between the two of you. And I feel like it's got this person in their head. You know, I feel like this person is at a balance. I mean, we have the Justice in reverse. Now, this is definitely someone you already have a connection with. And I feel like there's this sense that they feel like they lost you. Like that tower moment was the end. You just haven't told them yet. So I feel like they kind of, I mean, they're trying to do everything. I see this person going to do everything they can to save this because they don't want to lose you. You know, but I feel, I mean, well, the Ten of Cups as well. So I feel like this person you feel like home to them. And I feel like that somehow, some way they screwed up and it caused some drama. And they feel like that may be the end of this connection. Like they feel with the Eight of Cups, they feel like you've already walked away. You just haven't told them yet. I mean, their imagination is running wild here with that Moon card. You know, I feel like they're allowing their imagination to get the best of them. You know, they're not able to trust their own intuition. It feels like they lost you, and like I said, you just haven't told them yet. Like this union is over. We have the Hierophant in reverse, so I feel like this person's feeling on their way out. Like they're at a balance. They're feeling like they're on their way out. I mean, but they're trying their best to save it. I feel like they're going to put a lot of effort in to save this because they don't want that. I mean, they dream about being with you. You're the one they want to be with. You're the one that makes them happy. You know, we have that Page of Cups. You know, their vision of the future is being with you. You know, they see that this is a long-term connection. And then we have the Sun card. So, I mean, whatever caused the chaos, whether they caused it or not, I mean, I feel like they don't want the repercussion. You know, but they do feel like they're losing you. Or for some of them, already felt like they lost you. You just, like I said, you haven't told them that. Your bags are packed and at the closet by the door, but you just haven't told them yet. But they're not, I mean, the Ten of Wands tells me this person, they're not ready to give up. Even though they feel like you may have given up, they don't want to lose you yet. They don't want to lose you ever, to be honest. Like I said, with that Ten of Cups, I mean, they feel you're their person. You know, they feel at home when they're with you. But it's the imagination that gets the best of you sometimes. I mean, it's almost like having your dream job and then screwing something up so bad that you feel like you're going to get fired. So you're just waiting for them to come along and tell you that you're actually fired. That's where I feel like this person's at. A lot of anxious energy. Like I said, starting off with that Nine of Swords, that late nights not being able to sleep, feeling like they may have screwed this up too bad. But like I said, I don't feel like they want to give up, even if it was their mistake. I mean, I see this person putting a lot of effort in coming up. And like I said, I mean, we know Libras don't like the drama. So the Tower card is a bad way to start, but yeah, a lot of anxious energy with your person. So if you feel this person acting on their best behavior the next couple days, you'll know why. Sometimes things go wrong and we don't even, it's not even wrong enough for us to really notice. You know, like, you ever did something wrong and then your partner may not have known about it, but then you're around them and they feel like they're kind of agitated with you, almost like you think they know. That's why transparency is always the best. We're gonna screw up. People screw up. It's how you act after the screw up. Don't be that person that doubles down. How many people screw up and then they just they make it worse? That's what I got for you, Libras. All right, smoke break. I forgot how hard on the head lives are. Like, it's so much thinking, so much to process. It's so mentally draining, but hey, Melissa. Jamie, Divine Beauty. Brenda. Yeah, sometimes we gotta have patience. Sometimes you don't want to, but sometimes it's good to have patience because sometimes, like I said, sometimes things get screwed up in relationships, and if you're not really in the relationship, it doesn't really matter. But if you are, sometimes things get screwed up, and sometimes we just got to get back on track, and it can get back on track if we're both willing to work at it. But that's the key there. You both got to be willing to work at it, not just you, not just them. But if you're both willing to work at it, there's not much you can't get past if you're willing to. It reminds me of a job I had years ago. I absolutely loved it. A construction job. And I remember my first day, I screwed up. I said, oh, God, I'm going to get fired. And didn't. And it made me feel better about it. Like, I remember my boss said something to me, and he was really nice about it. But I screwed up in the morning. He didn't talk to me to the afternoon because he was off the job site. And I was waiting for him to show back up. And I was waiting. I was like, as soon as he shows up, I'm getting fired. And when he was talking to me, he goes, everybody does it, man. Like, it happens to everybody. It wasn't that big of a screw up, but in my mind, I made it way bigger than it was. Like, in my mind, it was like I just ruined the whole job. Like, everybody's gonna hate me. And it's because I wanted it so bad. And that's what made it worse. Like, if it was a job I really didn't care about, I don't know if I would have been that worried about it. Any Sag moons here? I'm here. I'm a Sag moon. Rose is a Sag moon. I don't know what's going on here. I'm missing the whole conversation. This is why this part I don't like about lives is I just feel like I'm missing out. Like I feel like I'm just talking over here and everybody's saying fun stuff and I'm missing it. I appreciate you guys showing up. Like I said, I get a little. It's been a while since I did lives. Like lives is different. It's like it's almost like doing a live speaking in front of people, especially when I see the numbers going up. I'm just like, okay, all these people are watching. Don't screw this up, Butch. Like when I'm doing individual signs and I'm just pre-recording, it's very laid back. It's just me, and then you know. But I do enjoy the conversations. Like I'm just sitting here enjoying everybody having their little conversations. I like that, and I like conversing back and forth. But I just gotta learn to get through it, get through the live, and then get to the end, and then I can talk till everybody disappears. Like even when I watch, I don't watch a lot of lives, but I'll watch. Like I'll watch Fierce's lives from time to time, and I get caught up in the conversation with people. Communication is great. I love communicating with people. I like talking to people, like especially when you're, making new friends from people across the world. Like we got Maria here in Toronto. Toronto. It's my first time in a long time. I think my last live was like 5 years ago. I know it doesn't seem like that long ago, but I was looking at it today, and it was just when I was beginning of my channel. I used to do lives a lot. I always say Rose is the live, and I'm the individual signs because Rose is the queen of lives. She loves it. She thrives at it. I just feel like I can concentrate better on an individual sign. I might even do individual signs live. That might be something I do because I do like doing them. The Rose. Yeah, she's. Tarot troll. Tarot troll. Why did I say tarot? When I seen it like that, I seen tarot. And I don't know how many times I heard somebody say tarot and it drives me nuts because I'm like tarot. But when I seen his name or her name, I'm sorry, I don't know. I can't tell by the name whether you're. It doesn't matter. Tarot troll. What readers do I like? Um, I always like Mike, Ramblin' Mike. I love his energy. He reminds me of my cousin Rob. Um, love his energy. Great guy. Um, I do, I do kind of dabble in a different, like Baddison. Um, I like her reads. The Autistic Mystic. I do like some of his reads. I don't watch a lot of tarot, and it's the only reason I don't is because I never want to incorporate someone's style into my own. And I feel like if I watch someone too much, I may start like reading like them, and I want to read like me. And I don't know if that makes sense, but I do watch from time to time. I like to watch people that I like, you know, and that I feel like I can like as a person. And someone I just kind of groove with. And Mike was all Ramblin' Mike was always that person. Mill Pond. Um, I mean, Tyler's Tarot cracks me up. I really like his readings. He's always got some funny shit going on. But yeah, I don't really watch a lot of tarot. Truth be told, I do. I mean, I'll go on a live sometimes and I'll just chat because, you know, I like the community. Yeah, shout out to Tyler. He is funny. He cracks me up. And like the autistic mystic, I think he's really good at what he does. He's very intelligent. So I like different readers for different things. Tyler's Tarot, he's good at what he does, but he's also funny. Autistic Mystic is really intelligent. Ramblin' Mike's a really nice guy. Baddison, she really is good at what she does. Yeah. But anyway, I could keep talking forever. Let's get on to where we at. Scorpio. Did we do Scorpio? No, we didn't. See, I'm so lost. Where we at, Rose? Scorpio, right? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, babe. All right, Scorpio. What do we have for Scorpio? What do we have for Scorpio's person's feelings for them? All right, Scorpio. So, the first thing I'm seeing is I feel like with Scorpio, with your person, I mean, I feel like with this person, I'm feeling a lot of like I feel like you have like deep conversations. Like this is the type of person where you get deep with. You know, this is someone that I feel like you know you have this cerebral connection with, and I feel like communication is off the charts with this person. Like I feel like you just click when it comes to, you know, thought processes, humor, that sort of thing. But I feel like where we're lacking, I feel like this person. I mean, we have the ten of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, so I feel like you're not sure if this is like, is this the person? Like, can you rely on them? And I feel like I said, I mean, this is about how they feel about you. So I mean, this is kind of how they feel about you, feeling like they don't know if they can rely on you, feeling like if, you know, are they gonna get what they want from you, even though you have this incredible connection. You know, is it enough? Like, is it enough? Is what I'm getting. Like, do you work well together? You know, I feel like you have great communication. I mean, I feel like the physical is on par. I feel like you have a lot of fun together. But we keep coming back to this: is it a real connection? Like, is it a real partnership? You know, they're feeling like they may not be. I mean, you check all the boxes, but I feel like this person has doubts. Like, I feel like they have doubts, and I feel like, I mean, it may be a negative Nancy, because I feel like this person is looking at the negatives instead of positives here. You know, I feel like they have a tendency of looking at what you don't have, like in your connection, not you personally, but what you don't have in your connection, rather than what you do have. I mean, like I said, we have the physical, we have the really strong like mental connection with this person. Like, I mean, I feel like you're on the same wavelength when it comes to that. You know, physically, I feel like we're great. You know what I mean? I feel like you have a friendship, but I feel like this person is, it's almost like friends with benefits type energy. And I don't feel like that's necessarily what they're looking for, but I feel like they're looking at this as that's what they're getting. That's what it is. Even though, I mean, I feel like there's a strong connection, like they feel this connection. So what I'm getting is they're hoping it's going to change, because we have the Lovers. You know, I feel like this person has a deep connection to you, and I feel like they hope that it changes because they want this to be more. I just feel like they have their doubts. You know, they have their doubts of where this is going. You know, but I feel like they're keeping their doubts to themselves. So I do feel like they are letting it play out. It's not like this person's giving up on this. I don't feel like that at all. I feel like this person is keeping it to themselves, but I do feel like I'm getting the I'm kind of getting the vibe that this person isn't really sure. Not that if you could be that power couple, or that you have that real connection, that staying power, but if you want it. I feel like that's where it's really getting confusing. I feel like this person isn't sure if you want more than what you have with them. And I do feel like they want more than what they're getting. That's a very weird realm to get into in a relationship. When you're with someone, you have, you know, you get along great, you have this friendship, you know, a lot of physical attraction, you know, a lot of intense energy. And on top of that, you just communicate very well. You have great communication with each other. You know, you get along in all these facets, but it's like, is this enough for that person? Because I don't think it's enough for them. I mean, I feel like this person is really falling for you, and they're hoping that this isn't going to be the end of it. This isn't going to be the plateau of where we're going with this. You know, they don't want to get hurt. So it's like this friends with benefits type energy, and they're really enjoying it. Don't get me wrong. I see that they enjoy it. I just feel like they want to. They're hoping somewhere down the line there's going to be something more here. This isn't just going to be the end of it. This is going to be as far as you go. So I do feel like they're a little bit resistant, and like I said, the self-imposed prison. I don't feel like they're sharing this with you, so they're not being very open about it. But that's what I have for Scorpio. Yeah, it gets to a very awkward stage when you're with someone, and everything's going good. You spend a lot of time with them. You have great, you know, you talk a lot. You have deep conversations, very intense physical energy, and all these things. Like, it's like, okay, I like this, I like this, I like this, I like this, but I want more. You know, they're craving more. Faith. You never, ever, ever give a man money. That's a boy or a scammer. Facts. Yeah, it's that just caught me off guard. But yeah, like that's what I say. It gets to a complicated stage, like, and that's another thing too. Is like you get to a point where you're happy what you're getting from that person. You know, two people come together and you're happy what you're getting from them. Like they're making you happy. They make you smile. They make you laugh. You have the same sense of humor. Maybe, you know, both very sarcastic. You get to get each other's jokes. Everything's clicking. Then you get to that stage where you're like, okay, where are we going from here? And nobody wants to bring it up. Trust me, nobody wants to bring it up. But it's like, I want more of this. Sagittarius. What is going on, my Sagittariuses? As you know, I'm a Sagittarius sun and moon, so I love me some Sagittarius readings. But anyway, let's get into it. Universe, what do we have for Sagittarius? What are Sagittarius person's feelings toward them? All right, Sagittarius. What do we got for the Sagittariuses? All right, Sagittarius. A lot of friends wanting more here. We got the Three of Cups again. I feel like this is someone that I feel like you already know. For some of you, this may be someone that fairly new. For some of you, for others, it may be someone you've known for a while. But I mean, I feel like with this person, excuse me, I feel like this person wants some more from you. Everybody wants more tonight. I need a drink. Give me some more. So, like I said, I feel like this person, this person knows what they want. I am so sorry with the coffee. You know when you, ugh, you know when you got a cough and you try to hold it back because you don't want to cough, and then it makes it worse. All right, let's try this again. So, with this person, I feel like they know what they want. They don't want to be your friend anymore. You know, I feel like this person has been fantasizing about this long enough, and I feel like they're ready to make their move. You know, I mean, I feel like this person, they're ready to jump in, grab you, because they're done with it. I mean, they got something to say, and they've been keeping it to themselves. With the Seven of Swords, the King of Wands, though, is reach out and grab you. You know, they got something to say, Sagittarius. They got something to tell you. You know, and they've been putting a lot of work into not saying it. Because I feel like, again, we're going back. Oh, oh my God. That's so rough. So they've been putting a lot of work into this. I mean, this is not someone that met you, was friends with you for a minute, and then all of a sudden, you know, they're making a commitment to you, or they're wanting to jump in. I feel like this is someone that's thought this through. You know, they want to tell you some things. I mean, they've been thinking about you and only you, and I feel like they spent a lot of time in their head. I mean, they want to they wanted to make sure that how they were feeling was real, that these feelings were real, and that when they come to you, they're coming to you correct. You know, this person not only cares about you, but they respect you. And I feel like they didn't want to make you some empty offer. But time is now. So I do feel like this person, like with the World card, it's that end of the major arcana, things coming full circle, things starting to come about. And I feel like it's time for this person to finally step up. And I feel like they are going to step up. I feel like they have something to say, and they're going to say it. And like I said, they've thought this through. You may not know how much they thought this through. Like I said, with the Seven of Swords, I feel like they've been keeping it to themselves. They're not going to do that anymore. They're not keeping it to themselves anymore. They know what they want. They're going after it. I see this person stepping up in a big way. And like I said, their feelings are real. I mean, I feel like this person wants to make something real with you. They feel like you could be the one. They've thought this through. This isn't just a crush anymore. I feel like it may have started off as a crush. I don't feel like it is anymore. I mean, I feel like this person has thought it through. And with the King of Cups, I mean, this is somebody that wants something real. This is someone that they know what they want, and they're going after it. Yeah, secrets are bad. They are. This is someone that, I mean, they know what they want. They're going after it. Like I said, I mean, these two right here is enough to tell me everything I need to know, really. It's confidence. They have confidence in this connection, and they're going to tell you about it. Eight of Swords, opening up communication. I mean, they've been fantasizing about this, and they've been thinking about it. They've been, this is not somebody that acts quickly. This is not someone that acts impulsively. I mean, I am getting some earth and air. We got some water as well, but I mean, we do have that Leo Sag energy too. So I mean, they know what they want, and they've done their homework. This is not someone that just, like I said, they saw you, and they're like, "Hey, you wanna go out?" They got to know you. They slow rolled this. That's what I got for you, Saggies. Yeah, the Gemini reading, there'll be timestamps at the end. Gemini was 3rd. Good night, Maria. You stay safe and be good too. All right, where are we at? Capricorn. Let's go back to the Wild Reflections. See if this is ready to play again. Universe. What do we have for Capricorns? What is Capricorn's person's feelings toward them? All right, Capricorns. Well, let's diffuse all this. So first thing I'm seeing is I feel like your person feels like you're shutting them out. There's a lot of hot and cold energy in you and your person. I feel like lack of communication here. You know, I feel like this person may be someone you cut communication off with. I mean, I feel like you cut communication off with this person, and I feel like it came from you being honest about something. I feel like you were very direct with this person, and it caused some shit. And then you cut them off, and now this person is kind of wondering where they go from here. Like, I mean, I feel like this person is kind of like in the didn't see this coming mode. You know, but like I said, we gotta go back to this. So we have you being honest about something, telling them the truth that maybe they didn't want to hear, and it caused some shit. Now we got this person, no communication with this person. You cut them off. So you told them how you felt, told them what was what, and then you cut them off. No communication, went cold. Now this person doesn't know what's going on right in front of them. They don't know what to do now. You know, I mean, I feel like this person, I don't feel like they necessarily knew what they did wrong in the instant, but I feel like they know now with the Five of Swords. So I feel like there's some regret seeping in there. I mean, I feel like they screwed up and they try to outsmart you with it, and you called them out on it. You know what I mean? We have the King of Wands or King of Swords in reverse. I feel like they try to pull a fast one on you, and you shut that shit down. But not before you told them how you thought. Not before you were real with them. That Queen of Swords, that's that. You know what I love about Queen of Swords? I love the Queen of Swords energy. It's that, you know, I'm going to tell you how it is. You know what I mean? No screwing around. Just, I'm going to tell you how it is. And you may not like it. But I don't care. It had to be said. And now, like I said, this person doesn't know where to go. They don't know which way is up right now. You know, and they try to be smart about it. I feel like they even try to fight back. But they realize that they were in the wrong, you know. But you didn't lose this person. I don't know if you wanted to. I don't know if you were trying to. I don't think you were. I feel like if a Capricorn was just done with you, they'd just be done with you and that'd be it. But I feel like there is some hot and cold energy, like I said, with that Five of Pentacles. So I feel like the door is open a little bit, so maybe leaving a chance. You know, I feel like there's a real connection with you and this person, and I feel like they still want to make it work. You know, maybe they like it. You know, maybe they like being told. They saw a different side of you, and they like it. But like I said, for some of you, this maybe the doors, the door couldn't be any more shut. Like there's no room for air to get through. But this person, I don't know if they took the message though. If your door is shut completely to this person, I don't think they took the message because they're feeling even more connected to you, and I feel like this person is one to reconcile. I just get this image of you having the door shut and this person like knocking consistently. Like, all right, let me back in. Are we done fighting now? I love it. I love that. Like, these got to be the 4 best cards I've seen tonight. Like that Queen of Swords, like I'm tell you how it is, and then I'm cut you down. This is my truth. Shut that shit down. You know, piss you off and then cut you off. I like that. Like, I'm gonna let you go, but before I let you go, I want to tell you where you went wrong. Yeah, period. Yeah. One of my favorite things is people that are just straight shooters. I love straight shooters. I love people that just say how it is. Now, sometimes it's not always how it is, it's their truth and not the truth, but I do love straight shooters. I love people that don't. Me and Rose were actually talking about this the other day. My aunt, she's a straight shooter, and she will tell you how it is. You know, maybe not always how it really is, but that's how she sees it. And she won't bullshit you. If she thinks something, she'll tell you it. There's just something about that I like. I like people that are upfront and honest. I don't like people that, think something about you, but won't tell you, you know? But they'll tell everybody else behind your back. I don't like those people at all. If you got something to say to me, say it to my face. Even if it's not true, I'd rather you say it to my face than behind my back. Yeah, exactly. I don't care how much it... Yeah, Todd. Yeah, Todd. You know it. That's the thing. Get it out of the way. You got something to say to me, say it. Let's just get it out of the way. I'm like that. I mean, I try to be like that every day. I mean, I got something to say. Depending on who it is, I'll try to make it nicer, but I'll still say it. And some people, I just don't care, No, I try to be nice to everybody, but I try to sugarcoat it a little bit because I'm not trying to come off as like, this is my truth, here it is. But I do appreciate those people that are like that. Like my aunt, she's she's kind of cranky, and she is what she is. We don't get along that great, but one thing I know is that when she tells me something, it's the truth. She's not going to sugarcoat shit for me, and I appreciate that part. Where are we at now? Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. Aquarius. Universe, what do we have for Aquarius? What does Aquarius' person feel about them? How does Aquarius' person feel about them? What is Aquarius' person's feelings toward them? All right, Aquarius. So I feel like Aquarius, I feel like this is someone that you just started talking to, because I do see some new communication. And I feel like with this person is someone that I feel like you really hit it off with. I feel like this is someone that you really hit it off with. I feel like you really bonded with this person. And it started with just the first conversation. There's just something different about this person that really piqued your interest, and you piqued their interest. So it's a very mutual energy. Seeing a lot of potential very early on. And I feel like being, this person, when they're around you, they just feel different. Things feel different when they're around you. Ideas flowing. I mean, I just feel like this person just being around you motivates them. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like they just feel good around you. Like like this rejuvenation. And that's where they see a lot of potential here. I mean, they see this as something that can go somewhere. Like, you're not like anyone they've ever met before. And I feel like I said, there's this release when they're with you. Like, you get the juices flowing. And I don't mean that. Like, the mental juices. You know, I mean, they see so many possibilities with you. And like I said, they feel so free. I mean, this person, I mean, you make them happy. You know, they just feel happy when they're around you. And I feel like that's part of the freedom. You know, when you're always kind of like in an energy where you're just not, you know, maybe depressed, or you're not feeling good, or just not happy. And then you meet someone that just hits you different. You know, it takes you into a different energy. And I feel like that's exactly what you've done for this person. You know, this person is feeling stronger. They're feeling happier when they're with you. You know, things are flowing. It's almost like this kind of this muse type energy. I feel like this person, you know, they're really feeding off the energy they get from you. And that just draws them in even more. I mean, this person feels like they just won the damn lottery. You know, they got the winning ticket. But they just feel good when they're around you. And like I said, I mean, that just draws them in deeper. It's like the siren sound. I mean, they just feel, you make them feel all warm and cozy and understood. I mean, I feel like there's this understanding that you have between each other that's almost like unspoken. You know, this is very nurturing but very caring energy. Like, you know, when people nurture because it's something for them, but then there's an energy of where it's nurturing and there's this, they care. That's what's different about this. It's like almost like they feel like you're nurturing them. You know, you have this nurturing energy, like you pour something into them that, you know, like I said, gets the juices flowing. But it's almost like there's a softness to it. I mean, this is huge transformation here with the Death card. And I mean, I see a lot of good things coming from this. I mean, I feel like we already have some good things, but I see a lot of good fortune coming your way, a lot of abundance. You know, so I mean, you could be dealing with someone that, like I said, I got the word muse. So you could be dealing with some sort of artist, musician or something, and you inspire them. I feel like you really do inspire this person, and I feel like you're feeding into them. Like I said, there's some people that nurture to get something out of it because it rewards them. But with this, it's different. It's like you're nurturing it, but you're also, you know, that Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles, I really love them two together. You know, it's a nurturing energy from a very authentic place. You're definitely got this person. You got them hooked, Aquarius. I mean, they're drawn to you. They're drawn to not only to you, but the energy that you make them feel. I mean, it's so crazy to me. That's what I got for you, Aquarius. It's so crazy to me. Sometimes you can be around people and they can bring your energy way down. And then sometimes you're around people and they bring your energy way up. I mean, and what's crazy to me is there's some people out there that consistently find the people that bring their energy down. Like, I want to be with the people that make me feel up. No, I just read that, Rose. The sandpaper. Throw you some sandpaper. That's rough. All right, Pisces. We're going to use the Vincent van Gogh tarot deck. for Pisces. I feel like that's a good fit. Universe, what do we have for Pisces? What do we have for Pisces person's feeling toward them? Two cards not done. All right, Pisces. Ooh. So Pisces. I feel like there's someone now. You may have just met this person or someone coming in, but I definitely feel like this person, there was definitely some sparks between the two of you. You know, I definitely feel like you had a lot of fun with this person, but what happens next, I don't feel like you're really gonna see it coming. I feel like this person wants something differently. They want something more. You know, they got a taste and they want more. You know, I see this person opening up in a big way here. You know, Eight of Swords in reverse. We have that Lover's card. I think someone, I mean, I feel like this person's falling real fast for you. And they're not keeping it a secret. You know, I mean, I feel like this started off physical. I feel like there was definitely physical energy. And maybe they didn't expect to get what they got, but they want more. And they're not afraid to tell you, like I said. I mean, we got the Eight of Swords, Seven of Swords, Nine of Swords, all in reverse. There's no secrets here. You know, I feel like this person got a taste, and I feel like they just keep coming back for more. I mean, they're not even thinking about it. They know what they want. They don't have to think about it. We got the Four of Swords in reverse, two of Wands. I mean, they know exactly what they want. They don't have to think about it. They're not overthinking this at all. They're in. Like, where can they sign up? This person's falling hard and fast, Pisces. I don't know what you did to them, but they are in. I mean, not only, I mean, they're seeing the potential here. They saw it, and they're not second guessing it. I mean, this person sees this as a serious connection. You know, we got that Hierophant, that strong union. I mean, I feel like this person, they're falling hard, Pisces. I mean, they want what they want, and they're not afraid to say it. Like I said, we got the Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords. They're not afraid at all. They're in. They're not afraid to acknowledge it. They're not going to be afraid to tell you. And like I said, I feel like it's very genuine, though. I don't feel like they're just, you know, they're not just coming back for your goodies. I mean, they're not just coming back for the cookies. They're coming back for the whole cupboard. Because that's where they keep cookies, right? Like I said, I mean, I feel like you're gonna get what you want from this person too. So it's not one-sided here. You know, this person's coming back and they're giving to you to get what they want, but they're giving you what you want too. So I mean, I feel like you're both getting it. You know, you're both getting what you want. You know, the Three of Pentacles is that. I mean, I feel like you're gonna work very well together. I feel like this connection is going to work out very well. Like I said, with that Lover's card, I mean, this person, I don't know if you had a siren song or what, but this person's in. Like I said, it was from the very beginning. They knew they didn't want to just be your friend. They knew, we started off with this, and it was all downhill after that. I mean, this person, they fell and they're still rolling downhill. But it's authentic. I feel like you're gonna get as good as you give. They're gonna give as good as they get. Like I said, I mean, they're not playing any games here. They're open and honest, very direct. They didn't even think about it. You get some magic powers, Pisces. You get some magic powers. That's what I got for you, Pisces. Like I said, I just did a quickie. I'm gonna do a longer. I'm gonna do longer reads. Moving forward. I don't have another cigarette because that was that. But I am gonna do longer reads. You and them, singles. I plan on implementing a lot of it. I wanted to start off, kind of get my toes wet by doing a quick one, little quickies. But yeah. So how is everybody's night going? Let's stick it out in chat for a minute. Yeah, me and Rose were actually talking about doing, like, not necessarily live, maybe some chats together. I'm throwing in that. Because, I mean, I feel like that would be cool. I'd like to get some. We haven't done a live together in a while. We kind of. I like checking in. And not only that, but it gives me a chance to meet new people. Like, people coming in and watching me every week, and I feel like I don't know everybody. I mean, I know it's probably going to be hard to know 250,000 people, but I want to know as many as I can. Hey, Sun Lover, I love you, Jared. I appreciate you. Thanks. I appreciate that. I try my best. I know sometimes it's not always the message you want to hear. So tired. Thank you so much. Good night. Good night, Melissa. Where'd I get the t-shirt? Geez, I don't even know. I have the most ridiculous collection of t-shirts. And I really don't know where I got any of them. Like, I know where I got the newer ones, but this one I've had for a while. I got one of Rose's hairs on me. Thanks, Jay. I try to be. I really love t-shirts. I love, like, t-shirts because they're so expressive of, like, you know what I mean? Like, what I like horror movies. I like different, like, different groups, classic movies, just nostalgia things. Like, anything that I find funny, I get it and I wear it because I like it. I missed something there. A second, I'll go back. Yeah, Infinite. Yeah, it was a long time ago. I think I've been doing tarot for at least 6 years now on YouTube. I remember when I was doing videos, there was 14 people watching. I had fun with it. I liked it. You know what I mean? And I didn't care how many people were watching. I'd still do it. It just, fortunately enough, we have this huge community now, And same as when Rose started, I was kind of, I was kind of laughing about it because I was just like thinking, I really didn't know anything about tarot. Like, I really didn't know anything when Rose started. And she was doing it. And Rose kind of has that gypsy look to her, so it kind of like really works. Which, I mean, the hot gypsy, obviously, but that gypsy look, because she got the black hair and just, you know what I mean? Like, she likes the rings and stuff. And, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't, and watching her kind of just motivated me. And, you know, it took a while. She did it for a while before I got involved. Tattoo artist vibes. I actually was gonna, I talked to I got this tattoo, um, like a week or two ago. And I was actually talking to my tattoo artist and I was saying how I'd like to give myself a tattoo. And he said he could. So we'll see where that goes. Jay, I don't know, actually. That is a good question. I'll have to go back and look. It's been a while. Ontario Lightning Cass. What's up? From New Brunswick. Bailey Hagel. Yeah, I've gotten that before. You know, I've had people comment that I don't look like a regular tarot reader, but I I mean that's kind of the idea of the name, right? Butch Tarot, because I always wanted to like I wanted to put a masculine, like I really enjoyed tarot, but I didn't see a lot of masculine male readers, and I don't want to that to come off wrong. There just was it was a very dominated by women when I got into it, and which is great to have the feminine side of it, but it's also I thought it'd be cool to have the masculine side. So Butch, like, you know, that's where the name came from. And growing up, my friends always called me Butcher because I used to work at a butcher shop when I was a little kid. I was like 12 working at a butcher shop, and my friends just started nicknaming me Butcher, and then they called me Butch, and I thought it would be a cool name. So that's where the name came from. Not that anybody asked. But yeah, not to say there isn't other male tarot readers, because there is a lot of good ones. I'm just saying it was like a lot of women readers. And I just thought it'd be nice to have like a masculine, um, you know, perspective. I feel like I bring that. I hope. So that's why I look the way I look. I've gotten a lot of these tattoos since I started. Actually, if you ever watched me when I first started, I didn't really have that many tattoos. So, but I love tattoos. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I do bring it down a little bit. You know, I try not to be. I noticed like on YouTube, there's some times that I just you know, I don't swear as much. I swear more in real life, but other than that, I'm the same person. Like I swear a lot more in real life because I was brought up by longshore fishermen, so I do have a mouth on me, but I don't. I try not to do that too much on my lives because I just, you know, and I know some people do, and that's another thing too. I used to when I first started, I smoked weed all the time, but I never did readings high because, for one, I don't know if I'd ever stop talking if I did. But other than that, I'm who I am, and I just put myself. I'm just me, same old G. But yeah, like I was saying earlier with the t-shirts, I always just it's like another tattoo that I can change every day. I love hats and t-shirts. I have a crazy collection of hats and t-shirts. Um, but yeah, realism tattoos. I don't know what that means. Sorry. Realism, like 3D. I I always liked black. Um, I got messages from people, and I've had people comment that I should do a video just talking about it, but like talking about like explaining my tattoos, but I don't really know how to explain a lot of them. They all mean something to me, and it's not necessarily something that people may understand, I guess. Like, this is my favorite one, I think, the core line. I don't know, it's really hard to see it. I love that one. All my kids love Coraline, and I love Coraline too. I mean, I really enjoy the movie and the deep meaning behind it, but they all mean something, you know. And it's some of them are personal, and I feel like I love tattoos, and I love people telling me about their tattoos because I like, you know. And the only thing I dislike is when people tell me that, you know, like they just get a tattoo out of a flashcard, because I'm just like thinking, did it mean something to you? I feel like if you're gonna do a tattoo, go all the way and do something that means something to you. So I do. Like this one here, my cousin has passed away, and it has his initials in it, and he was a fisherman, so it's a thing. But yeah, like again, I'm going circling back with the t-shirt thing. I like t-shirts that say, like, I love horror movies. This is Michael Myers. I like Jason is my favorite. I don't know. I'm showing off my tattoos right now. Sometimes I get rambling. But t-shirts, yeah, it's like a tattoo you can change, and I like that about it. I know I said that, but to finish that thought, I'm very random and I'm all over the place sometimes. But like bands I like Prince and Otis Redding. I love Otis Redding. I wish he would have lived a full life, so he would have given us a lot more music. Because I like the soul. But then I like Tool, you know. So it's no, like that's my Tool tattoo. I started off. I just had my kids' names, like Gavin, Larissa, and then I got Quinn and Jack. And then but like I said, everyone means something to me. So I don't just go get tattoos. I really have to think about them. This one was like the mine. It's all the elemental symbols, like spirit, earth, wind, and you got it. I had to make sure that he put it up right because I didn't want people getting the wrong idea about me. I definitely have an old soul. I love all kinds of music. I've been listening to Fleetwood Mac lately. I forgot how great they were, but I listen to everything. I listen to country. Ask Rose. I mean, I have this playlist that I have on Apple Music, and I got like 3,000 songs. And if you go through 10, if you find a section of 10 songs that are the same type of music, I would give you $20 because I don't think I do. I think I have country, then it goes to rap, then it goes to class. Like I have some classical in there. Moonlight Sonata, love that song. It's haunting, but it's great. Um, but then I have heavy metal, rock. I can't say I'm in a genre. Were you drawn at all to tarot or anything spiritual before meeting Zeros? Um, Not to tarot. I wasn't drawn to tarot. I think I might have been just like every other closed-minded person when it came to tarot. I always loved the paranormal, um, and I was always into energies, like reading people's energies. I always felt like I was destined to like do something with that because I always, when I'm in person with someone, I can read their energy, and I've always been really good at it. Like, I don't know how many times in life I've just connected with someone or disconnected with someone because of the energy I felt with them. thanks, Mystics. Australia. Yeah, the Good Stuff Radio. The good news. When I first met Rose, I was always talking about this radio station I wanted to start. It was the good news, and we only talked about good things that were going on in the world. That never panned out. Radio kind of died, but that's what I wanted to do. That was a big idea that I had. I always wanted to have like a radio station where we were just talking about, no negative shit at all. I'm not talking about wars. I'm not talking about who got killed, who did this, who did that. I was only talking about like good news, things that are happening in the world, because I feel like we have plenty of people that are shining the light on the bad stuff. Yeah, a podcast would be an idea. I really like that. I do. I really do. I like talking. I like it'd be cool, but I feel like I think it'd be really cool to have a podcast where you got celebrities on and they didn't have any idea what was coming, so you can ask the real questions. Runes, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, like I've dabbled in some runes. I actually have some rune tattoos, some rune words. I do a lot of personal readings, actually, sometimes more than I should. uh, Use export medium, which is what I smoke. Yes, everything we want to talk about would have to go on OF or something. Yeah, no, a podcast would be cool. I think it'd be cool to have a podcast where, like I said, with celebrities, or like even like not even like big celebrities, just like people that I want to interview. And I wish I could just, but I know it's so much politics in it where you have to tell them the questions you're going to ask first. I wish it could just be like a surprise, so I could ask real questions and not give them time to think of an answer. Yeah, cigarettes are expensive. It's brutal. I mean, I just think at some point we're just going to be starting to get we'll start out the financing cigarettes or something, because they're getting to that point where I know I don't need another one, but I'm going to have one more here. Air and fire. What do I think of air and fire combos in a relationship? Well, I'm a fire and and Rose is air, so yeah. No, I think any relationship can really work. I know a lot of people have their ideas of what relationships can't work. I've seen relationships that people thought, like, you can look it up, Google it anywhere, and it says they're the worst combination, but I've seen them work. Um, but for air and fire, I feel like it's a good combo. I mean, I feel like my best friend since I was 4, he's a Gemini. Rose is a Gemini. I have Aquarius friends. My sister, she's a Libra. My little girl, she's a Libra. Um, Funny enough, so my daughter, my one daughter, she's an Aries. My son's an Aries. My other son's a Leo, and our little girl is a Libra. So we got a nice combination of air and fire in our family. And my mom's an Aries as well. So it is, I feel like the only connections I really know for sure is air and fire. But I think everybody has their own positives and negatives, and it's just about, 'you, connecting. I mean, I feel like, yeah, Libra Pisces is a good one. I feel like that could work. I mean, um, I feel like it depends on more than just your sun sign. If I'm going to be honest with you, something I've learned over the years, looking into charts and stuff, is I feel like it kind of really depends on that. Um, I'm actually Rose's been telling me to do it, and I think I'm going to do it sometime. I'm going to do like pros and cons, in my opinion, of each sign. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yeah. Excuse me. I think any connection can really work. Any sign with any other sign, but I feel like it really goes deeper than that. It goes deeper than your sun sign. It goes like looking into your houses and stuff. I feel like it's just, I feel like for instance, like your Venus, like it's how you express love. If it's the way the other person wants to receive love, that works better. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's really looking into it. I mean, when you're talking about love, you want to talk about Venus, right? And like I said, I don't believe that there's any two signs that shouldn't be together. I don't think I've ever, I don't think I believe that. I think the likelihood sometimes may be higher or lower, but, you know, I mean, it's all about that though. At the end of the day, it's whether or not you click. I mean, I haven't actually, when I first started getting into astrology and tarot and stuff, I did kind of go crazy on figuring out people in my family, what their signs were, and just like kind of, I went through that whole process, and it is funny when you come to find out, like I said, Rose is a Gemini. My best friend is a Gemini. So I feel like Sagittarius, Geminis, and I see that a lot in my reads, people mentioning that. Yeah, I have a Capricorn and Venus. But like I said, it's definitely something that kind of really is good to do. The natal chart calculator, and to really figure out your houses and your placements. I mean, I feel like it'll tell you a lot about yourself. And then not only is it about matching with someone else, but it's also learning about yourself so you can navigate through your own life. I know that sounds huge, but I'm just saying, like, if you know something more about yourself, Raven, what's up? Raven has been with me since the beginning. I love you. Like, I remember, and the picture's always been the same. Thank you for that, because every time I notice she's comments on a video. There's some people that I remember from the very beginning, which it's crazy that you're still with me, but I'm here for it. But yeah, I think it's looking at your houses is good for self-awareness as well. You know what I mean? It tells you about yourself. I mean, I feel like everybody should name. I think everybody should. I read name as I'm talking. I think everybody should look into it. I feel like it did a lot for me, and like Rose is always telling me, Rose knows everything about it. Like I can sit there and tell her stuff, and she's done all our kids' charts. Raven is, I love ravens. I have one actually tattooed right across my chest. So the name Raven sticks out to me anyway, but I do remember. And my real name is Junior. So everybody like when I was a little kid, everybody called me JR. So it's actually funny. You fit right in the group. FG means forever grateful. Yeah, I didn't think Junior Tarot really sold the right message. It's like some little kid doing tarot. Hey, Michelle. Sag, Moon, Aries, Sun, and Rising. Nice. That's a cool name. That's cooler than mine. Junior sounds so plain now. Ugh. I don't know why I was coughing so much tonight. I think it's that time of year. It's starting to get cold. Which sucks because, like, this is one of my favorite. Like, my favorite time of year is any month that ends in R. Like, I love this time of year. We got Halloween, which is, me and Rose love Halloween. Like, that's the whole thing for us. That's a big time. We start celebrating Halloween right now if it was socially acceptable. And then Christmas, I mean, and I'm a Sagittarius, so I think that's my time of year. I was actually born a week early. I was born a week before Christmas. I think if I would have been a little bit later, I would have been a Capricorn, because I was supposed to be due on the 25th. My favorite Halloween movie? I like Friday the 13th. It's my favorite. I remember watching it as a kid. I really love Friday the 13th. It's a good one. The Halloween movies are good. But yeah, the Conjuring movies, they've been really my thing lately. I've been really getting into those. I really like those. I like the paranormal movies. But yeah, Last Right's amazing. Yeah, that was a good one too. Actually, a couple years ago, Rose dressed up as the nun from The Nun in the Conjuring series. It was really creepy. Yeah, no, it's a good one. Stephen King is an amazing horror writer. Actually, me and Rose are planning to finally get married, and she wants to do it in like October. The Nun gave you PTSD. Yeah, it's a good one. It's creepy. I like that creepy. I like being creeped out. When I was a kid, I don't know how many people seen the original Pet Cemetery. When I was a kid, my brother babysat me, and he's 12 years older than me. He was watching Pet Cemetery, and I snuck out, and as a big brother would, he let me watch it. So I'm watching it, and there's that part where the little kid comes out and slices the back of his ankle. He's under the bed. The kid's under the bed, the little zombie kid, and he slices the back of his ankle when the buddy puts his foot off the bed. I jumped off my bed for months. Months. That movie scared the shit out of me. Um, I like really. I mean, I haven't really seen a lot of Halloween, like actual based Halloween movies. Um, that I didn't like. I mean, I like the vibe of Halloween, the trick or treaters. That Hubie with Adam Sandler, that was kind of funny. I didn't mind that. Hocus Pocus is a good one. Practical Magic. Yeah, I like them all. I mean, one of my favorite shows. I like Supernatural. I get a kick out of that. It's not scary, but I like that kind of stuff. And me and Rose actually were gonna go last year to. There's a haunted. There's a haunted, like it's an old prison, not too far, a couple hours from here. We're gonna go see that, but we didn't end up going because it's hard with kids. Trick or treat. I think I did see that. Yeah, like I would. Supernatural is right up my alley. I would love to do that for, you know, just to go around and hunt ghosts. That'd be cool. Sandra Bullock. She's pretty. From Practical Magic, right? There's that other one too. What's the other one? The Craft. That was I like witch movies too. Like pretty much any witch movie. Thanks, Trish. Appreciate you. I like witches. You know, I always wanted to go to Salem. I thought it'd be pretty cool to see. I always wanted to go on a tour. I think when maybe the kids get older, we'll go. Yeah, tarot was it was good. It wasn't what I thought it was gonna be, but it was still good. The tarot movie, the horror movie, Smile. That was creepy. I watched all the Conjuring series, like the Conjuring, all the Conjuring movies, and the Nuns, all the Nun movies. I haven't watched Annabelle yet. Charmed yet. I even watched other movies like got into Vampire Diaries for a bit. That was my guilty pleasure. I didn't like the drama part, but I like the vampire stories. I like vampires. Almost Human, I think it's called. That was a good one. It's I like that creepy, horror, like Frankenstein, Living Dead, and all that stuff. And we used to watch the Walking Dead. Was when something me and Rose actually watched together. Yeah, I would like to go around, like even down in the states, and just go to all these haunted places. I think that would be. Tyler's Tarot went on the haunted the ship that time, and I thought that was kind of cool. That stuff would be cool. Yeah, like I don't get creeped out. I don't. I know a lot of people say that, but I really don't. I'm not. You can ask Rose. I even she sometimes she gets creeped out, and I'll come down. She's like, "You hear that noise?" And I'll have to figure out what that noise is. I'll go search for it, and sometimes I can't find what the thing is, so it does get I get a little creeped out. But I remember the I don't know if you guys ever watched the Blair Witch when it first came out. Like I'm talking about when it first came out before anybody knew that it wasn't real. I went to the theater and seen it, and that movie creeped me out because I thought it was real. Like they was that was the advertising for it. That was they were advertising as it was real, and it was real footage. But that was yeah, I like that one, the Blair Witch. Yeah, I mean it's I like to go to a haunted place. I don't know if I want to live in one. like when, like when you think back and you think of movies like Amityville and talking about like ghosts possessing, living in a house. I mean, I don't want to live in that house, but I'd go visit it. There was when I was a kid, I remember seeing. Now, I was a kid, so I don't really know if I know what I was seeing, but I remember seeing the ship out in the water, and and it was like an old ship. Now I know there's another ship that I bought a T-shirt at the fair, and it was another ship that's a ghost ship. But I always I don't know. And sometimes I get a feeling like there's somebody around. Like I've been in places where I felt like there was something else going on. Like I could sense another presence. But yeah, I have this really creepy one, this really creepy story, and I still have yet to been able to explain it. So I'm gonna tell you. When I was a kid, I lived in PEI, and when it got really hot in the summer, you leave your windows open, you know, and you could hear the ocean crashing against the rocks and stuff, and it was something that always put me to sleep. So I always have a window open. Even like my mom used to get mad because sometimes it was cold out and I still have a window open. I just bundle up under my blankets, but she'd get mad at me. But anyway, there used to be a sheep farm. Like I'm talking about like a long time ago, long before I was born, long before my mom was born. My grandmother told me about it, that it burned down this barn with all the sheep in it. Now, one night I woke up and I swear on anything I could hear sheep screaming. And no, not because my grandmother told me the story, because I asked my grandmother and she told me the story after I heard it. So that creeped me out. It's always creeped me out because I was like, did you guys hear that last night? And she's like, what did you hear? I'm like, it sounded like some sheep, like I don't know how to explain how it was a sheep sound, but it was. Like I just knew because I don't know. I just knew it was sheep, and I remember telling my nan and my grandmother, and she said that when she was young, there was a right next door, there was a barn that caught on fire, and all the sheep, most of them were killed, and the ones that weren't killed were burned so bad that they had to kill them. So I don't know. Old hospital floor closed due to paranormal presence. Federal court building. Yeah, I like that. We used to have the hospital I was born in. They tore it down, and before they tore it down, they condemned it. It was condemned for probably 8 years before they finally actually tore it down. Um, and I heard there was countless stories going on in that place. Hospitals got to be the worst. Like hospitals, insane asylums. Like an insane asylum would. I don't know if I like. You know what I mean? I don't know if I would. Was it? You mean the doors and stuff shutting, Rose? Yeah, we were in Bridgewater and Nova Scotia. I think that's what you're talking about, right? But yeah, these like doors shutting. Why don't you come hang out or at least talk? You can tell me. Yeah, and the doors shutting. There was like you could hear the doors shutting and stuff, and there was like no windows open, and no windows open, so it wasn't wind. And I even tried to explain that. I tried to make that the reason to Rose. I was like, "Oh, was the windows open?" Then we checked, the windows weren't open, so the doors shutting by themselves. Even like I think the cupboard doors were shutting. You know that sound that doors make, that you know what I mean? Like that shit's creepy. But the older the place is, the more chance it has stuff in it, stuff going on. I don't believe that all ghosts are evil. So I feel like sometimes you may have a presence and they're not trying to mess with you. No, we stayed in it for a while actually. It didn't bother us. I mean, it creeped Rose out a little bit, but it it didn't feel angry. You know, it wasn't like an angry presence. Yeah, we had like a door that was like, you know, those heavy metal doors. Like it would shut. It would shut and it would open. Like it was. Yeah, yeah. Rose did. Yeah, I remember. Like she did sage it. I don't know if that changed anything. I don't know if it did, but Devil's Graveyard. Yeah, I heard of that. Yeah, ghosts don't creep me out. I don't. I don't feel. I feel like sometimes when you're around, like there's been times in my life, like I said, I felt like there was something else there. I never really felt like it was angry. You know what I mean? Like it was wanted to do me any harm. Um, I feel like now somebody told me when I was young that cats kind of live half in and half out of our world and the other world. And so I always wonder sometimes when you see a cat staring off at something and you can't see it, like what are they staring off at? I don't know if you ever got that, but yeah, we have a black cat, Prince, and we have a like a blonde cat, Leo. But yeah, like I remember my cat. Before we had Luke, he was a black cat. He was a Maine Coon, huge bugger, and he used to stare off at stuff sometimes. Like I remember he used to go in this room and he'd stare in the corner, and he would just sit there, and there was nothing in the corner. So I don't know. Palo Santo, yeah, that's my favorite. I love the smell of that. I get the sticks of it, the little sticks of wood, and I just let it burn. Yeah, I mean, and that's another thing too. I remember one time when I was a kid, and now the thing is, I feel like a lot of times, especially when you're a kid, your mind automatically wants to make it not real when you see something. Like you talk yourself out of it. And I feel like when you wake up and you see something, you're still in kind of like you're not awake. Because I remember when I was a kid, I used to think that my grandmother was in there. Like my grandmother was in. Uh, I remember walking down the stairs one time. My grandmother was in this rocking chair. My grandmother had passed away years before that. And sometimes I would see, like I felt like she was there, and the rocking chair would be moving. Now my mind would always go to like my grandmother had a cat, and the cat would always lay in the chair. So maybe the cat heard me coming down the stairs and jumped off the chair and started the rocking chair moving. Like it was just a little wooden rocking chair, like the little light ones. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of paranormal stuff that we try to make sense of it instead of just accepting it for what it is. You know, and I feel like a lot of people aren't open to it, so they're never gonna see it anyway. They're always gonna be like, there's some reason. Um, but who knows, right? Oh, I think I hear Rose coming. There she comes.
I'm not going on the video, though.
Heard the door shut.
But the spirits in Bridgewater were like really bad. I don't know how you never got that energy.
I never, yeah, but I never felt like they were doing anything to us. It was like creeping us out, but I mean.
Like I would go back in the spare room and I would open my Bible and it would like literally shake the door. And Junior would be standing in the kitchen and I'd be sitting on the couch and he would visually be like, Rose, Rose. The cupboard just opened right in front of me. And then literally that night, the metal door would like a heavy metal door would open and slam shut. And you were even getting freaked out. And I remember that's when I got sage from the lady at work and tried to sage the place. But I couldn't even open my Bible at the time because it would like freak out the spirits or something.
Isn't that when you were having the what do you call it?
When?
Like where you would get like the wake up when you couldn't move?
Yeah, that's also when I dealt with, I don't know if you guys know anything about sleep paralysis, but during that time, I got really bad sleep paralysis for weeks. And I kind of know why all this was happening. It was more of like a spiritual warfare because at the time, I was aimlessly going back to church for really stupid reasons. It was like basically like influenced reasons. And I think spirit was mad at me because I was lost. Like I was literally lost, having no idea why I was doing what I was doing. I was doing things out of works, not faith. And anyways, I feel like we attracted mocking spirits, essentially. But yeah, during the time, I had really bad sleep paralysis. And I remember wanting to move so bad. And I remember getting mad at you, and we used to get in fights because of this whole situation.
I don't know, I guess it didn't bother me like that. Shit doesn't creep me out, though.
But I think that's why I think it was more attacking me. Because every time I went into the spare room, the door would shake anytime I tried to, like, rebuke the evil in the name of Jesus, all of that. And then that's when I would get the sleep paralysis, too. And you said you didn't get sleep paralysis then.
No. I don't know. I obviously I think about it because a lot of I have a few tattoos that are warding. Like I have some tattoos that like ward off evil, so there's a reason. Like my tattoo, I fear no evil, right there. But yeah.
I honestly just think it was because we were like I was in a lost space myself. Like I was going to church thinking like that's just what I needed to do, trying to come out of my rebellion period. Like I was so lost. Like I was lost.
Well, I think that's an opening, right? For like evil spirits.
It was
and
an
stuff.
opening to get me to check myself.
No, but I mean it's an opening for evil spirits when you're on you're in a hiatus in the middle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're not one way or the other. It gives them an opening. I feel like if you're protected and you accept protection, then you're a little bit, it's like an armor. But I mean, it's like you're vulnerable.
Spirits and demons can only attack you if you're fearful. And when you're lost and just aimlessly going to church and just aimlessly doing things or aimlessly doing rituals, that's no protection at all if you have no idea where that energy is coming from. And that was the problem I had back then. I was just lost. I was aimless, But yeah, spirits and demons can't really taunt you.
I feel like fear is only as strong as itself, right? Like if you're not afraid, like I don't feel fear like that, and so it doesn't give an opening. But like you said, you were in a bad place at the time where you're just kind of in the more vulnerable state.
Yeah.
So it attacked you, but I meant like it wasn't as bad as like The Conjuring where that girl got pulled out of her bed. Like that shit, I would have moved. I would have moved. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like it's one of those things.
Mm. But we haven't had that happen ever since then. That was the last time we've ever dealt with paranormal shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Well, we dealt with it before again, but she doesn't know.
What? Why?
What?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, there was times when you heard something and I explained it for you that wasn't really an explanation, just trying to keep you at peace. But like, you know how when sometimes when you said things and I explained what the noises come from, it wasn't always that. It just made you feel better.
I think things happen like when pictures drop and stuff. And my evil eye, every time, like a lot of times when I'm live on my main channel, my evil eye always falls on me. Like little things will happen, but for some reason it doesn't faze me anymore. You know what I mean? Like it used to.
I think you're
And
only
that's
if you're open to being like if you're not scared, then you're not scared. And I think that I
mm,
think a lot of that stuff goes away when you've proven to yourself and to whatever else is out there that you're not afraid.
guys, I'm in my jammies, okay? I'm in my booty shorts. This is interesting. I've never experienced it.
Yeah, spiritual warfare. That's what she was going through.
Yeah, that's what it was, spiritual warfare, for real. And do you know what all that's derived from? Spiritual warfare. Lostness. Not knowing the fundamentals of your spirit and of your beliefs and being influenced and indoctrinated one way or the other, rather than creating your own fundamental foundation through God, through spirit, through your own convictions.
Yes, yeah, I don't know. I guess for me, I never felt threatened. So it's, I never experienced that. I know that she was going through that with the sleep paralysis and stuff. I remember her talking about that all the time back then. It was mostly at that place, though.
Yeah, it was.
So that place must have been some bad shit happened there.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you know, like my grandmother's house, I was always creeped out by her attic. I never went up there, and cause I always thought I heard stuff up there, but I never went up to check it. Could have been just mice for all I know.
And remember, we'd always smell sulfur in the bathroom.
The sulfur, yeah.
The sulfur during that period where like the doors are opening and I was going through sleep paralysis, the sulfur smell was brutal. And I remember hearing things in the walls all the time, and dogs specifically. And that's when I found out that apparently like a barking noise represents a demon. Don't ask me why. But I didn't know that at the time. But I would hear it like in the walls. It was very odd.
See, that's the only thing I really dealt with is not. I dealt with like night terrors my whole life. Like I have these most vivid, horrible, nightmarish dreams, and they're so real. I woke up like gasping for air because of them. But
Yeah, you
that's
used to go through that a lot.
like I dealt with it a lot. But
yeah.
now I wake up and I'm over it. Like I had a dream the other night. It was this. I was telling Rose about it. It was this. I don't know if it was like this small ass town or whatever, but I was in it, and there was this person that was possessed, and it kept switching, like that movie Fallen. It kept switching from person to person, so you never knew who it was that was possessed. And I remember it was just like, it was a creepy dream, but it feels so real when you're in it. It feels like it's like going on forever, but that's the only thing I really dealt with.
But I think we've learned to like manage energy a lot better.
Yeah.
And we've learned a lot over the past decade. A lot.
I think it's important to face anything that you're afraid of. I feel like that's the only way to overcome it. And I feel like that's what Rose did with the whole, when we lived there. I mean, we did end up moving, but we didn't move right away. We were there for a year.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes you just gotta face it and just realize and take the power away from it, right?
And I even had a video. I had a video of me singing the song "Grace Like Rain." I don't know if you guys know the song "Grace Like Rain." It's like a cover of "Amazing Grace." Well, anyways, I had a video of me singing that, and there was literally a deep man's voice in the background that I never heard, but when you played it back, you could hear it. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, that creeped me. It creeped me right the hell out. And I don't remember what it's. Oh my god, I just got goosebumps. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Let's not even give it attention.
Pretty Blind Eyes. Hey, how's it going? Good night, Raven. Yeah.
But we're in good spirits now, so don't bring that shit attention. That's why I don't like talking about it too much.
Well, I think that's the problem. I think a lot of people don't want to talk about it, and I think that that's why it gets stronger, because it's like you got power, but you just got to take the power away. I mean, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes if you don't know something, you don't understand it, and then it has so much more power over you. But yeah, the pre-birth of this podcast. Anyway.
Yeah, we said lots how we wanted to like go around to haunted houses and stuff like that.
Yeah, I want to.
That's like our plan when the kids are older.
Yeah. That's our honeymoon vacation.
I love that. I love the vibe, all of it.
I don't know, like even when I was a kid, I remember being a kid and we had these woods. There was a big forest fire and the woods had burned down because in PEI it's big for blueberries. So they burn the blueberry fields every year to refreshen the ground. And I remember one time the woods caught on fire, so the woods are all burnt down. It was all like this creepy, burnt looking forest. And I remember I thought that was cool. I always liked that stuff. But I remember always going to the woods at night and stuff. I was never afraid. Then again, I was too young and stupid to be afraid, and not of the. But in PEI, it's different because there's no large animals, so there's no bears and stuff. But or are you just Filipino? I'm not Filipino. I don't live in Philippines. I live in Canada. I'm from Canada. I think my family's Irish. I think all my relatives are Irish, but I don't know.
I don't know where his lips came from though.
Yeah.
He got those hunky lips. Wow. He's got those hunky lips.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. Prince Edward Island, yeah. Sorry. PEI, I always say PEI. But yeah, Prince Edward Island. I just assume everybody knows everything, right? But anyway, I think I'm going to get out of here. It was great. I'm glad you guys all showed up. I appreciate it. We ripped the Band-Aid off. Now we can do some bigger lives. But appreciate you guys coming out. I hope you have a great weekend. And I'm hoping to do this again real soon. Sorry, sound. Yeah, you too, FG. I will see you guys again soon. And be good. I don't even know how to turn this off, so maybe we aren't going anywhere.
You have to no.
Right.
You have to do it from here.
We're not going anywhere.
You have to press. There should be an X up in the corner.
An X?
Yeah. Do you see an X up here?
All right. See ya.